Oh, come off it. Spicy stuff indeed. Hello, welcome back to another League Race. This is back with FTRL GT7 for season number 21 taking place here. There is a lot of changes, so yeah, try and keep up. Right, this is a 10-week season, a mix of sprint and endurance races for weeks 1 to 4 and 6 to 9. So maybe one sprint week, 1 week like this at Maggiore. There will be an endurance race for the next race, and then there's a special event at week 5 out of the 10, which I'm missing. And then at the end of round 9, the top 4 teams go through to the final event in Spa to end the season for a shot to win it all. That's how that's working. This particular sprint, we'll go through the sprint format. We can go through the endurance format when we get to the endurance races. Sprint format, qualifying sets the result, the grid for race 1, where there are standing starts. Race 2 is a random wheel, so whoever gets the random wheel starts at the front for a certain position. Those ones at the front are on mediums. Everyone who's not involved in the reverse wheel, so to speak, is on softs. And then race 3 is a race on championship order, reverse championship order. For this first week, though, it is going to be the reverse of the sprint 2 result, and that makes up a sprint week. So the cars. For the sprint weeks, we are using the Group 3 Honda NSX, and for the endurance ones, we're using the Group 2 Honda NSX as well, or whatever the Group 2 Honda is. The teams, there's a mixture of Group 1 and GT1, GT2s to make up the whole team standings. So the cumulative team points that go for the events are made up from GT1 and GT2. In GT2, my teammates are Mikey and FTRL Blue Flag, or Simon. And in GT1, I am partnering back up with Aaron in the Bristol Street City Motors livery. What an absolutely fantastic thing this is. It's a beautiful piece of work. A bit unlike this track, rather. I like this track. I just don't have the pace here. I just don't have the pace to hack it. I was doing 55s in practice, and then I got to the race lobby, and that completely disappeared. That turned into 56s. And I was very confused. I did a lot of practice, and I got as much as my braking. Like, I felt fine driving the track. I don't like this corner, this turn 1 here. There's a few corners I don't like and struggle to get on with, but I remember doing this race back in the first, not the manufacturer series, the other season in GT, where we used the 7 or 8 different cars for the season, and I used a good car in week 1. I feel like that might kind of mask where I was really at, but anyway, we're going to be qualifying last, and we're starting P13 at the last for this. My confidence now at this stage is shot because the 55s I was doing in practice disappeared, and yeah, these are tough. Sprints are not my thing. They were never really my thing when we did these in the other season as well, when I partnered up with Aaron for that season. The endurance races are much more to my liking, so I'm looking forward to that. But let's just make the best of it we can. Look at that one absolutely fantastic looking car. Shout out to Zom for doing that. So fantastic stuff. Standing starts, soft compound tires, and away we go. Not a bad start at all, but progress through the field is going to be tricky here. Going to need people to trip up and try and take advantage, but let's see how we get on. Standing starts are back, squeaky brake is back, and there's a bit of contact between Biggles and Chubbs into turn 1, so we're going to try and hook around the outside. Oh, I'm never using WD-40 in my life. Some fantastic liveries here. I think ours is the best, obviously, but I do like the bronze that Tom and Ross have got as well. We'll be meeting the cars as we go through it. So down the inside, this corner I find tough because the exit you can kind of take the pace with the track limit. But dipping in behind Lee, that's a nice livery as well, to be fair. So we made up a few spots at the start. We're going to stay with this for a little bit. I'm going to try and see, I thought about it, looked on the inside, but then Lee gets all cooked up. This Honda NSX, it's okay. I don't like the stability of it. It's not as stable as the Aston or the McLaren I've driven in the past. It's a little skittish over the curbs. Not this one, but this right here. If you don't have the right line, it can really spit you out. So I don't like the. I'm not a fan really. It's not. It wouldn't be the car I would like, to be honest. But this car we have and this car we have to work with. It's the same for everyone. Everyone's in the same car for both. Chubb's going to have an early look here. I'm going to go defensive and go back across. So we got to get on with it. The car's the car. It's not going to change. So I have to try and get on with it as best I can. Defend that from Chubbs. And we keep that position. That's going to be ish for lap 1. 10 laps, so 10 laps each for these 3 races. Lap number 3, what happens here? Pagani's going to have an off, and so we're going to nip by Pagani into P9. So we've made up some spots early on, but the problem is that because I'm tailing this little group, this is where you figure out where your pace is really at in qualifying, comparatively, obviously, because the pace is kind of mostly representative. Ishmael then had a penalty, so he served it, and I wasn't... Yeah, let's see how we got on with this. I didn't have the most enjoyable time in the last race, but look, it's a new season. Let's see how we get on. We have a good run, of course, so I'm going to try and hook it around the outside as he goes defensive. So stick to my line, comes across into the line, which I didn't appreciate. Lee's going to slide up the inside then, and I leave the space, and he is through. So that was really annoying, and it wasn't the only moving on the braking instance that was Ishmael had going on. I tried to sneak up the inside again of Lee, but I was dangerous on my behalf. I could have ended up in tears for both of us, but there's enough racing respect there for we got it done.
Sake, moving on the brake, and not you, Lee.
No, not you, Lee. You didn't do anything, but I wasn't very impressed with that, I'll be honest. Lap 8, poor old Lee. I'll tell you, poor old Lee didn't have a great time of this track. I don't think he did last time either. I feel like I remember him spinning out last time we did Maggiore, but that's unfortunate for him. But yeah, look how dark it is. Last lap. Panda was coming into my clutches. I felt like I had some pace towards the end of this race. The reason why these sprints, as Sean goes off there, the reason why these sprints don't suit me, we've got a wild Pagani appearing, so I was hoping to hold him off, but I'm just a bit too compromised, and
fuck it anyways.
He's got me. I'm going to have to try and hope for a switchback of something in this big hairpin of sorts. So I want to try and cut back in, but contact, and I can't do anything about it, so that's it. And I'm annoyed that I couldn't make that work. Pagani did nothing wrong there. These sprints don't suit me for a few reasons, because one, the management aspect that I really enjoy is gone. The consistency aspect that I enjoy is the advantage isn't as big, because other people don't make as many mistakes over a 10-lap race than they would over a 40-lap race, for instance. And so because of the nature of the tyres, that can obviously have an effect, but not as much. There's no strategy to think about. You can just go gung-ho, and I think this week there's a lot of sketchy driving. So I think the sprint I don't think always promote the cleanest of racing. Anyways, random wheel select was P8, so Pagani got to go on pole. He's on mediums. I'm on softs. I'm first of the soft runners, I believe, back in this little train. So softs versus mediums. I'm thinking I've got a chance to maybe do something, but the problem is I've got 3 of the quickest guys in Witchell, Pine, and Tom, and that's tough, man. With the pace deficit I've got, that's going to be, even on softs, it's going to be tough to make work, but we're going to do our best here. See Aaron up ahead as well. So, I mean, those bronze are beautiful. What an iconic livery, man. Just in 1 year, man, it is incredible what the effect of that livery has had. It is incredible stuff. Anyways, there's a bit of shoving going on there. Had to be very careful. They got a car on my inside, which is Biggles. A bit of contact there. And I think that these guys are on softs, so I don't want to lose my position on softs here and lose my place in the queue, so to speak. So we're trying to hold it around the outside. This corner I didn't really get on with, I'll be honest, as well. And yeah, nothing really doing this first lap so far anyways. Well, I feel like because it's been quite punchy, I feel like we'll have our chance. Hopefully we take it as we go by through the little chicane here as well. Again, I felt like I didn't feel like I was all practice. I felt like I was doing the best as I could. It was just, it just wasn't enough when we got to the actual session. It was a bizarre one. Anyways, we have the run on Sean, but we're going to kind of sit back. We've got a little bit of a buffer to Chubbs. There's some 3 wide action between the 2 bronze and Witchell, so let's just take it nice and easy. A bit of contact there, Ross, Sean. Sean gains so many positions there. Whew. And I have to sit behind, and that allows Chubbs to kind of come into the fray as well. And I find following cars here quite difficult as well through this part of the track. Oh, there's one off for Witchell. And Ross has an off as a result as well, so that's a few positions gained there. So we are able to get some positions out of this lap 1 at least. So, oh, look at Squeak McGee. Anyways, lap number 2, we're kind of in this little gaggle. Tom's having a go on Aaron, who's on mediums, and Chubbs having a go on me, so I need to go defensive as well. Chubbs is going to go around the outside and hit Aaron. That hits Aaron into Tom, and that hits Tom into me. So that was frustrating because I lost to Chubbs and then Witchell. And then just Chubbs. But we lost the place to Witchell, and I could have really used sticking Witchell behind. So that was frustrating. Somebody going around the outside of Tom, and that collision kind of disrupted the momentum there. So we have to keep going. Like there's almost like 10 laps is. I know it's a nearly 2 minute lap time, but 10 laps is not too long here. If to be fair, I try and slide down the inside of Witchell, but he leaves a space. I try and get the exit. We've got a good exit on the outside, but we're on the outside. Can we really make this work here? I try and come in. There's a bit of contact. It pushes me wide. I think that's just racing, to be honest, and Chubb slipped through, but I was a little annoyed at the time about that. I think that was just racing. There's a weird way the car just bounced off like that. But yeah, it's tough, man. This track it was really frustrating.
Fuck's sake, like.
And I think the penny is going to drop at this stage of where this was beginning to go. So that was really frustrating. But there is an almighty scrap coming up in front. There's the two Alpine cars of Pine and Witchell. There's Aaron. There's Chubbs. There's Tom. It's a mosh pit of sorts. So we got a little bit of a run here. So we don't want to lift off as much as the other guys. There's Witchell. There's Tom. Aaron's in the mix. Aaron's compromised. Chubbs is sliding at the inside. Tom's off the track. I have to go down the inside of Aaron. I'm on sauce. I need to keep moving. I have to keep moving forward. This is my one chance to do it. Side by side with Aaron. I need to make this move. Can we hang it? Aaron slots in. And now we can try and attack Witchell and Chubbs. But absolute helter-skelter stuff. So all of a sudden, from looking poorly, this last corner I struggled with. I'm not going to lie, it was a difficult one. This was tough, though. I got on the throttle too quickly, got off the track. That gives Aaron the run of dreams. And he's got Tom on his ass. He needs to go. And so I had to leave space for Aaron, of course. But my entry point's now narrow. And this is the entry I feared for this corner. And you get the entry wrong.
Fucking bitch.
You
God
go.
Fucking damn it.
Yeah. You get the entry wrong, you go, the curb will spit you out. And that's it, that's race over. And that was really frustrating. It was really, because the angle wasn't right, and that was it. Like, it just, I don't like this car. Certainly not on this configuration. Maybe on another track it'll do better, but stability is such an important thing for me, and when the car's missing it, I'm all out of sorts. Pace was good though on mediums. I got within sight of the group again, but unfortunately my last lap was pretty shambolic, and anyway, penalty on the last lap didn't help it, but it didn't matter really. So very frustrating race, P11. Now we've 2 of the 3 races have gone very poorly, so to speak, and race 3 is our best chance. Have to stay clear of shenanigans, and I was really angry at this stage because the pattern had set in, and I was really, really angry. So. But this is a fresh chance to do something. Our last chance of the week to do something here to make up what's been a pretty terrible season opener for me. I'm really upset with how this has gone so far. But let's try and make the best of it for race number 3. We're on sauce. We're on P3. We've got track position now. Let's see what we can do with it. Ross is on my outside. Aaron is behind. I'd like to let Aaron go if I can, as soon as I can. Bit of contact between Biggles and Lee. Ross is on my outside. A little bit of contact. Just try to keep hold the inside here. Ross is still side by side. He's got the inside line, so I'm compromised. My exit's compromised, so that should give Aaron the run now. To be honest, I got the slipstream of. I thought I was going to let Aaron go. Got the slipstream of Ross. Because I want to send up the inside of Biggles here, and that's what we do. So down the inside. I don't know. There's an almighty piece of contact back there. No idea what happened there. But Witchell's.
I don't know what the hell happened there.
Yeah, no idea either, dude. Having the foggies, having the Scoobies. But anyways, Witchell's behind us now, and we have to keep moving. These faster guys will cycle to the front. My confidence was shot on this track now at this stage between the two races, and yeah, we're in a really bad place. But we have to keep moving forward. Have to keep going. Witchell has got a good run on me. I kind of want Aaron to go as well. He's going to give me a nudge to try and stay ahead of Witchell. So thank you very much. I almost forgot to shift up the gear though. Got myself all out of sorts for this. And that didn't help. Yeah, that didn't help. I was not appreciative of that. So Aaron slots through as well. That's fine. I guess it means to an end. Yeah, I didn't realise. Like, yeah, I get heated in races sometimes. It's not personal. You'll know if it's personal. Trust me. Tom then thought he was slimming down the inside. He didn't, but that's kind of because I closed the door, isn't it? I'm losing touch to some of these guys in front, but I'm struggling. I'm really pushing. I probably pushed too hard, I'll be honest. And you'll see that later as well. Tom's got the inside here. I can't make this last corner work, man. you'll see it later as well.
Just work together.
Yeah, I wanted to work with Tom here to try and stick with him and pull us along. We've got a nice gap to Pine. And that's good. The gaggle in front. If I can stay this spot, I'll be happy. I can be happy with this result. But let's keep moving forward. Pine catches me though, and haphazard dive down the inside. Good racing side by side. Space, unlike his teammate left. That's fine. We stay ahead, so good racing there. So, but I know he's on my ass. I don't want to like. But we still have a little bit of gap to Ishmael and such behind. So like a P7, I wouldn't be upset with. Go a little defensive because I did not want him to send it through there. And some of these guys I'm still learning how to race, what they're, I guess, how they engage, so to speak. So no lunge there from Pine. Last corner, I struggle, man, with this. I thought this is actually one of my better exits, to be fair. You get caught up on the exit, but it's not enough here. It's still not enough. I go defensive on Pine because I want to keep this position. There's good buffer back there, so if he goes on the inside, which he does, I've left plenty of space on the outside.
Oh, come off it!
And contact happens. I was furious.
I gave you so much room.
He gives the position. Okay. And then...
Oh, for fuck's sake, what are you doing?
It was super frustrating because he's gone so deep into the corner, lets me go, and then hits me again as I get overtaken, and that just puts me all out of sorts heading down to this run here. So now immediately when the race ended, he reached out to me and apologized. I appreciate that. So I looked at it again. It was just a misjudgment, and a really costly one. Because now I've lost so much time, and now we're deep in this pack. It was just so frustrating. I felt like it was just a driver error, but he didn't mean anything by it. But it was really frustrating, and it just, after trying to reset after the shit first two races, I just ended up back in the place that I was in. Lap number 6, we overtook Lee there, who spun. I was trying to push too hard at this stage. I hit the curb, got too wide on the grass, and
fuck it,
we're done. Like that's it. That's race over, essentially. We're there. Those guys are coming at massive speed.
Fucking position to begin with.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing, is that I shouldn't have been even in a position where felt like I had to push so hard to defend the train behind. That was the frustrating thing. So look, I've no hard feelings with Pine. He reached out. He's a good chap. That was just a really unfortunate incident that he admitted himself it was a complete error. The nature of it is frustrating because I felt like I left so much room. It was a bad approximation of the corner and his place in it. But look, these things happen. I'm not immune to mistakes either. But it just put the cherry on top of a really shit cake. A cake that just...
Oh, for the love of Christ.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 positions going. Yeah, super. I'm so done at this stage. A cake which, instead of brown frosting, it's just shit. It's just a shit cake. But look, no hard feelings. It was already going poorly, and that was just insult to injury. So, anyways, lap number 10. A really tough week. I was really upset and angry with how this week went.
Fucking ridiculous.
Not the start I wanted. I was really angry. So, yeah, mostly because I felt like I let the team down, but the team's very supportive, so I can appreciate that. But yeah, really disappointing. We can only go up from here, I have to imagine, because that was just from race 1 to race 3, a complete disaster. But there you go. That's going to do it for this week's edition of FTRL GT round number 1 at Lago Maggiore. Next up is an endurance event at Deep Forest. So I'm feeling a bit more optimistic about my chances there. And need a bounce back result. So thanks for watching, and until next time.